Hi friends, welcome to webcam. In this video, I am going to discuss filter modification functions in DAX. Okay, and here I will discuss keep filters and remove filters. These two functions I will discuss, and we will see what is the difference between these two and how these two functions help us to modify the existing filter context. Right. So filter modification functions always were used with the calculate functions, right, to modify the existing filter context. Okay. So let's say you may want to see the sum of sales by country. Okay. For example, I bring the country here in my table visual, and then if I bring the total sales, the measure which I have created by using sum of sales amount column. Okay. So it is getting filtered automatically, right? Even if I apply the filter, from any visual, so it is going to work, right? This is very even simple, that it is going to work. All the implicit and explicit filters are working here. On top of these, on top of existing filter context, okay, you may want to apply the filter for specific categorical value, specific categorical value. We can use keep filter. Let's say I wanted to compare the sum of total sales by the country versus sum of sales by the country of 2003 year. How will you achieve that? Right. Meaning what I want is I wanted to create one more column here in this table. And if you want to show the amount only for 2003 in that column, okay, you can, in case current year amount versus previous year amount, you can compare. Okay, like this, there are many ways you can use these kind of functions. But yes, to achieve this, keep filter function is going to help us. So I will say total sales keep filters. Okay, and which is equal to, if I say calculate allows us to modify the existing filter context. So total sales is my measure, and I passed here as an expression. Okay, now here, this context, whatever the context they have provided in the calculator, allow us to use the filter modification functions here. So if I say keep filter, okay, this asks for the expression, and you can specify the specific expression here. On top of this, if I wanted to see the amount only for 2003, okay, so what I will do, I will use keep filter. Even without using keep filter also you can achieve that. Okay, so let me say keep filter is equal to, if I say calendar date dot year, okay, which is equal to 2003, and if I hit the button, now on top of all the filters, this will get filtered for only 2003. If you select another year, this column will be blank. For the comparison purpose, we can see, okay, since I selected 2003 from the slicer, that's why both the column shows same amount, because this column is getting filtered for 2003. But if I remove the filter, okay, this will remains shows the 2003 amounts versus total amounts, whatever the number of years are there. Okay, this is the one situation where you can use. Another situation is that you may want to remove all the filter and keep the filters from any specific column. In that case also, you will be able to use keep filter. So I will modify this function, okay, in such a way that, okay, if I use all, and I will say all from the sales, right? So I'm going to remove all the filter from sales table, and again I will define keep the filter only for 2003. So here you can see that the filter which is coming from the relationship is removed by all, right? This all function has removed all filters, and the keep filters only allows to keep the filter only for 2003, and this is how it works. And this is where I'm getting the total amount for 2003 in all the places. If you see, this is if this is a total of 2003 year, then it will reflect for the entire columns. This is how even we can use the keep filters. Okay. Even in case of keep filter, okay. So let's say, so you can pass the table name. Let me pass the territory, okay. And if I say territory, you can see whether how it is working. Okay. So whatever the filters coming from this territory column, okay, only that filter will be kept. All other filters will be removed, right? Sorry, not a territory. Territory is a table. What are the filters? See, country is here in my table, and if this is getting filtered automatically based on the relationship, so it will keep that filter only. Whatever you define here, instead of meaning, if you define the column, okay, so this is how it is going to work. Even you can specify, okay, not only one, but if you want to add multiple expressions, you can add, but it depends how you specify. You can use the operators called logical operators and an or operator to specify the condition. If you want to get the sum, sorry, if you want to keep the filter only for, let's say, 2002 and 2003, okay, in that case you can use calendar date dot year. Okay, this is what the syntax. Just let me copy this, and if I say this is equal to 2003, or again same, which is equal to 2004. Okay, I said 2004, but here I'm going to keep it for 2002. I will make the changes as I said earlier. Okay, now you can see that. Okay, so this is getting filtered. Okay, so because of this, yes, if I select 2002 and 2003, so you will see the same amount here. There was another filter which was on the country slicer. That's why. Yes, you will get the same amount, right? So this is how it helps us to keep the filter. But in case, okay, if the filters are coming from external or internal, and you may want to remove the filter from any specific column or from any specific table, so you will be able to that also. But how? For that purpose, you can use RemoveFilter modification function. So there is function called the RemoveFilters. Okay, I will create the new measure, and if I say total sales, let me say remove filters. Okay, and you can specify the multiple column names here from which you may want to remove the filter. Okay, I will say calculate total sales. Okay, and if any filter is getting applied automatically due to because of the relationship, and you may want to remove that filter, so you can say remove filter. Okay, remove filter, and here if I specify, okay, so by default the filter is coming from country. If I specify the table name here, territory, okay, none of the filter will be applicable for this measure from the territory. Okay, and it shows the value. Okay, but if I apply the filter from another tables columns. It is going to work. Right? This is how it works. Whatever you specify in case of remove filters, it will work. Either you can specify table name or you can specify the column name. So if I say column name of occupation, okay, you will not be able to. Let's see the problem. Okay, I will show you how it works, even what kind of error it shows. So if I say category, product category, and if I hit the enter button, so you have selected two different columns from two different tables. So this is not valid in case of remove filters. So if you want to give the column names, it must be from the same table. Okay, even this warning message says all arguments of the all non-blank row, okay, all selected and remove filter function must be from the same table. You will not be able to use in this way. So I will say, if I use first column from the customer table, you must need to use the second column from the customer table itself. Otherwise, this is not going to work. But yes, so how we can use this, okay, in the modified filter context. So I can use this in this way. For first filter context, I will specify that column. And second filter context, I will specify another column. That is what called product category. Now let's see how this works. Now it don't have any problem. But what are all columns I selected? I selected occupation and category. Now let's go and try to apply the filter. Let's see, even though I selected occupations, nothing is changing from this last column. Nothing is changing from this last column. Okay, even I specified the category. You can see that for the category purpose also, nothing is getting affected. But if I select the another slicer, okay, country is already there. If I select for 2003, it will get changed. For 2004, it will get changed. Right. So whatever the column names you will pass in remove filters, you will not be able to, filter the data from that column based on that column. Either it is coming from the relationship or it may coming from the slicers. It doesn't matter. And one more thing that we observed, that if you pass the different tables column to the same remove filter functions, that is not going to work. If you wants to achieve that, if you want to remove the filter from the two different tables columns, what you need to do is you need to use two different remove filter functions, and this is going to work. This is going to work. Even this is applicable for all other filter modification functions like all selected, all except, and even remove filter also. Right. So this is how it works, and this is the difference. Keep filter allows you to keep the filter for specific column or keep the filter from specific table. But in case of remove filters, it helps us to remove the filters from specific columns or specific tables. This is how it's going to work. I hope you like the content of video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Please do not forget to subscribe to WebJam.